This is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Welcome to Pulse of Africa News. I'm Fran Namak. Here, we bring you inspiring stories and highlight key moments shaping the continent. We will begin with Africa's digital future. Africa's digital transformation agenda received a major boost with the official opening of the inaugural Domain Summit Africa 2026 in Nairobi, bringing together industry leaders, policymakers, and technology innovators from across the continent and beyond. The two-day summit, recognized as the largest business-to-business domain industry conference in Africa, has convened the domain name service providers, registered domain, investors, IT entrepreneurs, and digital industry leaders to accelerate digital growth and investment in ICT. The event features high-level keynotes, expert panel discussions, technical workshops, and a dynamic exhibition floor, with approximately 90% of speakers drawn from across the African region. The summit underscores the critical role of a vibrant domain ecosystem in enhancing cybersecurity, driving innovation, creating jobs, and strategically positioning Africa within the global digital economy. Speaking at the opening of the summit, Paul Kariuki Ndugu, chairman of the KNIC, emphasized that strengthening Africa's domain name industry is essential to building trust, resilience, and competitiveness in the continent's digital infrastructure.
What do you expect in the summit? To every delegate from Africa and out there, you belong here. Because Africa online future must be shaped by Africans. To academians and students, you belong here because the next decade of African digital economy will build as much in classroom and laboratories will build in boardrooms.
Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy, William Kagbo Gitau, highlighted the importance of sovereign and reliable digital systems. He noted that resilient digital infrastructure is instrumental in safeguarding Africa's technological landscape amidst rapid global technological shifts, including the rise of artificial intelligence and emerging digital innovations.
This summit provides an opportunity to deepen cooperation among African registries and digital institutions. As our economies become more interconnected, coordination on security standards, knowledge exchange, and institutional capacity building becomes increasingly important. Engagements in global internet governance process also benefits from coherent and practical African perspectives. Africa must move beyond being primarily a consumer of digital infrastructure and governance frameworks designed elsewhere. We have the capacity and the leadership to contribute meaningfully to shaping the global digital order. The .Africa domain and continental digital transformation initiatives reflect that ambition.
The government of Kenya has made a strategic investment in expanding digital connectivity, strengthening cybersecurity capacity, and developing robust digital identity policies and regulatory frameworks efforts that align with the summit's objectives of fostering inclusive and secure digital growth. As Africa deepens its digital transformation journey, stakeholders at the summit agreed that a secure, innovative, and inclusive domain industry will be central to the continent's global competitiveness and long-term economic prosperity. Momentum is growing across South Africa to accelerate the shift to clean energy, as the Southern African Development Community Sustainable Energy Week opened in Victoria Falls. The event is focusing on strengthening public-private partnership to expand renewable energy and improve efficiency. Held under the theme, Driving Regional Economic Growth Through Clean Energy and Energy Efficiency, the forum has brought together key energy stakeholders to boost cooperation and unlock investment for the region's energy sector. July Moyo, Zimbabwe's Minister of Energy and Power Development, stressed the urgency of coordinated regional action, calling for harmonized laws, tariffs, and regulatory systems to attract investment and support cross-border power trades.
We are grappling with the issue of renewable energy expansion in terms of our countries. We strongly believe in regional integration and the role that both the public and the private sector play in all of it.
The region continues to face challenges, including limited generation capacity, aging infrastructure, and rising electricity demand, increasing the need for diversified and sustainable energy solutions. Moyo emphasized the complementary roles of public and private sectors in mobilizing capital and deploying technology.
This is our blueprint in the energy sector, which will help us achieve the national vision in the case of Zimbabwe in terms of Vision 2030, and is captured in our NDS2, which was launched last year by our president. Our energy compact is both for hydro, big and small, as well as thermal, but more importantly, it introduces the issues of renewable energy and energy efficiency.
Energy cooperation remains central to SADC's integration agenda, with member states advancing cross-border projects, renewable investment and policy alignment to ensure sustainable and inclusive economic growth.
If you don't tell your story, it will be told by others. They'll talk of hunger, they'll talk of war, they'll talk of conflict, but they'll not say the things that are happening in Africa that are positive.
This is POA, a very new media organization in Ethiopia.
We have to be voice for ourselves. There is no one else that can tell our story better than us.
If it's defending African matters, then go for it. Go for Pulse Media.
This is the Pulse of Africa. Tune in, follow the journey, and learn about the news and what's shaping our African continent.
I am really impressed by the work that they are doing by telling the African story from Africa for Africans. I think it's definitely needed.
Please subscribe to the Pulse of Africa on all platforms.
Representatives from 12 countries gathered in Nairobi this week to enhance regional cooperation against transnational maritime crime under the Indo-Pacific Project. Coordinated by Interpol's Maritime Security Unit, the event marks the launch of the Regional Case Coordination Meeting, a platform to strengthen collaborative law enforcement at sea. In his opening remarks, Director of Criminal Investigation, Mohammed Amin, emphasized that no single nation can tackle maritime crime alone, highlighting the need for sustained regional cooperation to protect shared sea routes and coordinate investigations and prosecutions. The RCCAM brings together investigators, prosecutors, and national central bureaus, representatives to align operational and strategic responses, harmonize legal framework, and boost intelligence sharing across jurisdictions. Previous joint operations have successfully disrupted trafficking networks and secured maritime routes. During the week-long discussions, participants explored strategies to move from reactive to proactive cooperation, ensuring enhanced transparency, operational efficiency, and long-term regional security. Countries represented include Brazil, Cambodia, Djibouti, Iran, Kenya, Madagascar, Mauritius, Mozambique, Seychelles, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, and Thailand. The initiative underscores Kenya's leadership in regional maritime security and its commitment to safeguarding critical international maritime corridors. President Emerson Mnangagwa has called on local exporters to leverage Zimbabwe's global diplomatic mission as a strategic platform for expanding international trade. Speaking at the annual Zim Trade Exporters Conference during the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair, Mnangagwa said foreign missions should go beyond political roles to actively promote trade and market access.
Through Zimbabwe Trade's cluster development programs, communities are being empowered to meaningfully participate in export value chains. This is how exports must translate into jobs, incomes, broad-based economic empowerment, and sustainable development. Innovation, science and technology development, as well as research, will continue to underpin the ongoing, irreversible transformation in our country. There is a need for deliberate programs to improve the use of digital platforms and new technologies to grow our exports. We must continue to harness the efficacy of e-commerce platforms and the use of digital tools to connect exporters to international buyers. I challenge all exporters to serve our national interests during the course of exporting their goods and services.
He encouraged exporters to use these offices to access market intelligence, build partnerships, and explore new business opportunities, noting that Zimbabwe's diplomatic network is equipped to support global market entry. The president also tasked institutions such as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade and Zim Trade to accelerate the creation of strategic warehousing and logistic hub in key international markets.
When you export, you strengthen Zimbabwe's sovereignty. You stabilize our economy. And you create opportunities for future generations. As a government, our economic diplomacy thrust will remain focused on converting international relations into markets, investments, technology partnerships, and export opportunities. Our missions and the consulates, therefore, stand ready to act as economic frontiers, supporting Zimbabwean exporters worldwide. Their doors are open to facilitate your entities to broaden market research and access. I challenge Zim Trade and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, along with the relevant stakeholders in this area, to accelerate the establishment of warehousing and logistics facilities in strategic jurisdictions.
The initiative aligns with Zimbabwe's ambitions under the African Continental Free Trade Area, aiming to boost export competitiveness and strengthen the country's role in regional and global trade. Nigeria has partnered with the Economic Community of West African States to expand energy access through the Regional Off-Grid Electricity Access Project Nigeria pilot, targeting rural communities. A memorandum of understanding establishes a framework of co-financing and deploying solar photovoltaic systems in 15 public health and education facilities, with a clear governance and operational structures for sustainable implementation. ECOWAS will provide a $700,000 grant to support installations across the Federal Capital Territory, Niger State, and Nasarawa State. Nigeria's Rural Electrification Agency will oversee project execution and ensure measurable outcomes. A separate agreement with the Niger State government strengthens sub-national collaborations, enabling co-financing, improved coordination, and effective monitoring of project sites. Officials say the initiative will enhance energy access in underserved areas, improve service delivery in schools and health centers, and serve as a model for regional cooperation in achieving universal electricity access. moving to business news, William Ruto has reaffirmed Kenya's commitment to strengthening trade ties with the European Union, the country's largest export market. Following talks to a State House Nairobi with EU Ambassador Henriette Gigere, Ruto said Kenya is working to maximize opportunities under the EU-Kenya Economic Partnership Agreement, which took effect in July 2024. The agreement grants Kenyan goods duty-free and quota-free access to European markets, providing a major boost for exporters and enhancing trade flows between the two partners. Ruto emphasized the government's focus on expanding global market access for farmers, entrepreneurs, and industries, noting that increased exports will drive job creation, raise income, and support broader economic growth. Officials added that the ongoing consultation aims to address implementation challenges and unlock the full potential of EPA, positioning Kenya as a key trade hub in East Africa. Dangote Cement plc has listed its Series 1 and Series 2 commercial papers on Nigerian Exchange Limited, marking the exchange's first commercial paper admission under its 500 billion naira issue program. The two series, valued at a combined 119.8 billion naira, include a 19.9 billion naira Series 1 with a 181-day tenor maturing in May 2026 and a 99.9 billion naira Series 2 with a 265-day tenor maturing in August 2026. Both were issued at a discount and will be redeemed at par, offering yields of 17.50% and 19% respectively. Market experts say the listing reflects growing sophistications in Nigeria's short-term debt market. David Adroni of High Cap Security noted that the strong yield indicates robust investors' appetite for high-quality, short-tenor corporate instruments. The move expands Nigerian Exchange Limited products offering, improving liquidity, transparency, and price discovery in the fixed income market while giving issuers greater visibility and access to funding. The listing also strengthens Nigeria's domestic debt capital market by introducing more structured and tradable short-term instruments, reinforcing Nigerian Exchange Limited's role as a comprehensive hub for capital raising and investment. Former Morocco captain Romain Saïss has announced his retirement from international football at age 34, ending a career that spanned more than a decade and elevated Morocco's profile on the global stage. Saïss earned 86 caps from Atlas Lions and captained the sideline during historic achievements, including Morocco's run to the semi-finals of the 2022 FIFA World Cup, the first African team to reach that stage. He described his time with the national team as the most beautiful chapter of his career. Known for his combative style and leadership, Saïss guided a new generation of players and played a key role in recent Total Energy CAF Africa Cup of Nations campaign, including a final appearance earlier this year. His tenure coincided with major investment in Moroccan football infrastructure and youth development program. In a farewell message, Saïss thanked teammates, coaches, staffs, and supporters, praising the passion of Moroccan fans for inspiring the team in decisive moments. He reflected on the pride and responsibility of wearing the national jersey, calling it a story of roots, family, and hurt. His retirement signals the end of an era for Morocco, but opens the door for younger players to step into leadership roles. "I am leaving the national team, but I will remain a lion for eternity," Saïss concluded. That's all for this hour today, and thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.